suck because you're not going on dates with men that go to the gym. And that's because men that go to the gym have discipline, they're more consistent, they're more considerate, they're more confident, and they have good planning skills. I've only dated men that go to the gym, and quite honestly, I've never really had that bad of a date.
There is nothing more attractive than a man that is disciplined. Like, a man who, like, disciplined with how they eat, disciplined with their work ethic, their career, disciplined with their health, their fitness. Like, there's nothing, even sex. Oh my gosh, especially sex, because these men be so freaked out. I love when I'm talking to a dude and he be like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. And then I talk to him the next day, I'm going to, like, he's disciplined. He has some consistency about him, even how he eats. Like, it's just something about it. Like, yes, thank you, discipline. Like, we one of the same tribe. Like, I can get with that. Man with something going on about himself, a little bit of morals, a little bit of dignity. I like it.
I just feel like you ain't really no real man until you got discipline. And when I say discipline, I'm saying when you can turn down some pussy. Like, I don't, like, you done had so much, you done went through that phase. Everybody done went through that phase. But, like, when you can, like, be hard up on some, like, them be the niggas I like them.
And I was watching this lady's video, gave me the idea for this video, where she was saying that, dating guys in the gym, they discipline, they structured and all this stuff. And I'll try to find a clip and put it in there. But is discipline attractive to women? And I would say to most modern women, I would say discipline is not attractive. I say that most women are not attracted to your discipline. I think discipline makes women feel, especially when they're not disciplined, they understand that they got to be in your leadership. They got to be under your leadership. And if you are disciplined, then they must be disciplined as well, too. So I believe discipline is not attractive to most women in general. Because when you start talking about the structure of discipline, this is why most women don't stick with their baby fathers, or don't marry their baby fathers, or don't marry dudes like that. Because discipline is trash. It's trash to them. That means, we can't recklessly spend. We can't go out every weekend. We're not going to be smoking and drinking and eating bullshit. I care about what I put in my temple. I'm careful with my money. Now, I don't mean we can't have fun. We can't pick up and go do this, that, and the third, and always do trips. Like, I'm disciplined. And, being, not being disciplined is fun. Smoking, drinking, spending recklessly, calling off from work, being lazy, staying in the bed. To most women, that's what's attractive. And just look at the type of guys that they pick. They bash them and say, well, black men are the cancers to the black community. Well, what is the males that they dealing with? Those, they got that reputation. But that guy that wake up, that grind, that cook, that clean, that's really structured, that's on his P's and Q's, pay his bills on time, don't spend reckless, ain't out here partying, rather stay in the crib or rather have good, clean fun. Those type of dudes are boring. Discipline is not attractive. It's work, but it's work that it pays off, where you don't really be in the binds that a lot of people who don't have discipline be in. Think about that for a minute. Where you spending money, all this money on a trip, you come back broke and your rent due, you ain't got rent money, you stressing. You ain't got to worry about them stresses. But it's not attractive. Women just want to have fun. Girls want to have fun. Women just want to have fun. That's one thing you got to think about. They just want to have fun. And discipline don't always look like fun. Discipline can be boring. Discipline can just be staying in the house, cooking or ordering pizza and having a good time. Discipline is maybe not going on trips for a minute. Most guys don't like taking vacations. They like to stay stacking and staying in grind mode. But then again, that it also makes put a mirror to the woman's face, and it makes her feel less than. When they see you wake up going to the gym after work or whenever, and you disciplined and you eating clean and you ain't out here spending reckless, you ain't out in the club, you don't party, you where you say you at, you answer the phone, You might be going back to school, working on the class or working on your business. You structured. You ain't out in the street. You might have a routine where you like to bowl on the weekends and, do this, that, and the third. Or you got a power hour where you like to read. And that's not attractive to women. Women want to be in the club. Most women will be wanting to spell other women on you. They want to be fighting other bitches. They want you to buy the fifths. They want you the fifths of Don Julio. They want to be going out eating all this bullshit. They want to be chasing you in the club. What you doing here? They want to fight with you. They want to break up to make up. All that type of stuff. Because being disciplined, it ain't fun. Every disciplined dude who disciplined, they have times where they got fun. But when you deal with women, they want it to be 90% fun. And the 10% it ain't fun, they sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why don't really be understanding. You understand why they have issues in the workplace. You understand why they have issues in the workplace. Because they don't care nothing about the job. You can't rely on them. They're not reliable. They'll call off and go take a vacation, lose their job, and they don't care. I'm going to Jamaica. I don't care what she said if I ain't got no vacation days left. That's how they are. When they want to do something, they just do it. Ain't no planning. It's straight spontaneous. Men ain't doing that. They understand that at this job, I've been here this many years. My reputation good. I'm working my way through the company. They paying for me to get additional skill sets or I'm moving up and learning additional skill sets. So if I can move up in the company, get a greater title, move somewhere else, get a greater title, they understand that. They understand the growth. Women, hopping around here and there because it's always a bailout. They can go to a homeless shelter and get a bailout. They can go over here and get a bailout. It's just a crazy world, man. But it's a crazy world. But yeah, discipline is not attractive. It only becomes attractive when, a lot of these women, fuck their money up. They get in debt. And then, y'all getting y'all 40s, late 30s or 40s and 50s. And this guy, he was disciplined. He stacked his money and now he retired from a job, started a business, and now he can do what he want to do. And now you're saying he should date girls his own age and he should do this and he should do. Nah, he bossed his life up. He paid the price on the front end and he gets to enjoy on the back end. A lot of people in life, they have fun on the front end and on the back end, it's a horrible back nine. The front nine was fun. They got into debt. They got into trouble. And now a lot of women be looking for men to save them, but discipline isn't attractive. It only becomes attractive in the back nine. If you understand the golf reference, is 9 holes. If you playing regular, the back nine is fun because you was disciplined, you were structured, you paid your dues, you stayed in shape, you stacked your bread, you started your business, you added to your repertoire. But attractive is not fun. Discipline is not attractive to a lot of women. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, subscribe, thumbs up the video.
Expose them for what they doing and they'll stop doing it. Hey, bitch, you see I'm trying to be on my motherfucking gym shit and eat right. And I see you keep trying to deter me from the gym and watch TV. You keep trying to bring shit to the house is tempting for me. Are you trying to sabotage my body? You got to expose motherfuckers like that when you see it happening, and then they'll stop because once they expose, it's like, okay, cool, I can't do it no more. They know what's up. They know the game. They know the game I'm running. But that's why you got to be a disciplined man before you get with a woman. That's why you never put a woman on a pedestal, because if you put a woman on a pedestal, guess what? You're going to sacrifice things for yourself for her, because I need to do whatever it takes to keep her because you see her bigger than yourself. When you see yourself bigger than a broad, guess what? You're never going to sacrifice yourself, your life, your future, your dreams, your goals for her. That's why you never get a woman who's on a pedestal. You always get the one who sees you on a pedestal. Because whenever a woman is on a pedestal, you're going to spend money you ain't supposed to spend. You're going to go places you shouldn't go. You're going to waste time you shouldn't waste because you need to please this woman who's on a pedestal so she deals with you because she's up there. But when you're up here and you know you bigger than a broad, guess what? Why would I sacrifice my time, my life, my money, my things for somebody beneath me? You get what I'm saying? It's harsh to say it like that, but that's why it never works. The leader should always be on a pedestal. So if the broad ain't a motherfucking multi-millionaire, disciplined woman with connections and this, that, and the third on her job, guess what? It's always going to fail in your life.